Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to be talking about an issue from the Ultimate Marvel Universe. Ultimate Spider-Man issue 60 was the start of the Carnage storyline of the series. This issue released June 2nd, 2004 with a cover date of August 2004. Just like the other 111 issues of the series, this issue was written by Brian Michael Bendis and drawn by Mark Bagley. It is inked by Scott Hanna, colored by J.D. Smith, and lettered by Chris Elopoulos. The title of this story is simply Carnage Part 1. The issue's first page has this giant full-page artwork of the lizard jumping out at Spider-Man. Now, this is a much different looking lizard than normal. He's a lot more skinny and purple instead of green. If you're reading Ultimate Spider-Man since the start, Spider-Man never fought the lizard in the main series. This happened in Ultimate Marvel Team Up issue 10. In that story, the Man-Thing turned the lizard back into Curt Connors. While the lizard escapes Spider-Man and goes to Connors' house and eats his own son. This was before the storyline shed from the main Marvel continuity. Well, it is revealed that the first 4 pages of the comic was a nightmare Curt was having, now living alone in an apartment, separated from his wife and kid. Currently, he is about to lose funding from Stark International for not showing results of his experiments. The first time we saw Curt Connors was back at the end of Venom. This version of comics is a much more depressing and realistic Curt Connors after becoming the lizard. Curt now is just living day to day. I love how the art in this book can show and describe character situations at the moment, just looking at their background. We then cut to Spider-Man swinging towards a police situation, complaining about swinging through the rain and referencing the Sandman, and it made me think of if Hydro Man was ever in Earth 1610. I looked it up and he isn't. And here, Spider-Man is in Brooklyn, which is unusual. The police are at the museum dealing with a hostage situation. The person holding hostages is the Gladiator. He is why I am making this whole video. Originally I was gonna do a video named Forgotten Ultimate Rogues and have it be all about this guy, but I decided to just talk about this whole issue, mostly because this is Ultimate Gladiator's only appearance. The Gladiator is my favorite Daredevil villain. Yep, so having him here fight Spider-Man is amazing. I love his new color scheme for this issue. The main change here compared to Gladiator in Earth 616 is he is fully demented. He rants about freeing Narachi, who was the last emperor of the Manchu destiny. He has spikes shoot out of his shoulder pads and fires blades out of his gauntlets. He manages to cut Spider-Man open pretty well here. I would say this story did him justice. Captain Jean DeWolf is in here, dealing with the hostage situation, and this was her first real full appearance in the series. She plays a memorable role in the future, but it's not a fraction as good as Earth 616. She's first properly introduced to Spider-Man in this issue. I find it cool that the police in Brooklyn are more chill with Spider-Man than New York. The cops view Spider-Man as kind of a celebrity here. Being injured, Spider-Man goes to Dr. Connors' lab and see if he can patch up his injuries. Now, I've read this whole series twice, and up to this point, 5 times, and I am assuming some stuff here. I think he goes to Curt Connors because this injury he got from the Gladiator is one of his worst in his superhero career, and also because he assumes Kurt's a good guy. Kurt hasn't known that Peter is Spider-Man and hasn't told anybody for a while now. And this way was a lot safer and easier than when he went to the hospital back in Volume 5 after he got shot. While getting fixed up, Peter and him talk about life, and Peter tells Curt that when he turned himself into a lizard, it was an accident. It was for a noble purpose, to improve people's lives. There are supervillains Pete has fought that have mutated themselves on purpose, like the Green Goblin. When Peter leaves, Dr. Connors, and I imagine with Peter's last words, "I am a scientific miracle," in his mind, he looks and analyzes Peter's blood that's left on the table and is impressed. And look at these 2 pages of art. Even if there's no words, you understand that what Kurt's thinking and his plan, to use Peter's blood to get the Stark grant money. I think reviewing the Ultimate Universe comics will be a little difficult since most single issues are super quick to read, with not much happening to progress the full story, but this one was easy and one of my favorites. I like this sort of mix-up change they have with characters here. Like, instead of Spider-Man going to Dr. Connors for help, it's Peter Parker, really. Like, Curt knows that Spider-Man is Peter Parker. And the Gladiator basically becoming a Spider-Man villain in this universe. This happens a few other times with other Daredevil villains, if I remember fighting Spider-Man in the Ultimate Universe. With that said, I thank you for watching and have a good day.